Hey, what's good, y'all? Joshua Mallard here. We're in a new setup, in a new place, and that means we got a new video, more composition tutorials, and more music production tutorials. So stick around. Today, we're talking a little bit about choirs. Now, specifically, how do I work with choirs to get that soft, delicate, ethereal sound reminiscent of Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim or even the Elder Scrolls Online soundtrack? You can go back and hear those things in just about all of them. Let's dive into this example real quick, and I'll show you what I do from there. Let's take a listen. All right, so you get the idea, but let's break down the composition and the orchestration a little bit before we talk about plugins and libraries and all this stuff that we like to nerd out about. So let's take a look at the voicing of this chord real quick. So we have E to G, that's a minor third, G to A, major second, and A to D, perfect fourth. So these are really small, close intervals. So I'm using a closed voicing for this chord. Now, why would that be a good idea in a case like this? Well, if we want a really soft, delicate sound, we can get a homogenized texture in an orchestration sense from keeping the chord really close together. So use a closed voicing if you want that homogenized sound, and I'll actually show you can do the same thing with your strings, because behind these strings, I'm supporting them with a violin sustain that's just a duplicate of that voicing. So let me see if I can just play you that soloed. So that's going to add a little bit of that brightness to the choir library without getting it harsh. And it's going to add some of those nice harmonics that give it a bit more warmth, almost like saturation. So that's a really good orchestration way to support your choir in a really delicate and nuanced way. Now, moving on from there, we've talked about how we've done this in a composition and orchestration way. Let's talk a little bit about the libraries and the mixing. So first things first, I'm using an OO vowel shape. So a really sort of neutral vowel that, it's not an O, it's not super open, but it's not like and really closed. So we can get a really smooth sound out of this. So really be thinking about that when you even select your patch. Now, one thing is I'm using the East West Hollywood choirs libraries, and they can't really pull off that sort of, really soft and delicate boys choir or like those really ethereal, soft women's choir sounds. So I'm kind of faking it in a way. And the way I do that is first, I load up the male version where it's the lower voices and I drop it in octave. Now, I don't want all the brightness and the harshness from that part of the library. So I do a huge low pass and a pretty big high pass just so we can focus on the mid range. So here's the first patch soloed. Now let's add in the male version lower. So you can see it's adding that depth, adding that warmth for the women's choir, and you can take advantage of that from the lower voices in the men's choir. Now, what we do from there is I noticed this in some of the Elder Scrolls soundtracks, there's a pad in the background. So all I did was open up Serum and pick some sine waves and raise the unison and add a bandpass filter. So this is a super wet pad that you could make, and you could probably find in other synths. So I really did that to add the depth and also get some more of that mid-range. So let's just check it out all together now. Really nice. So we went from a sound that wasn't quite there to thickening it up a bit by using the men's choir and using the synth pad. So I really hope that one helped you out. Those are just some tips. Of course, you need to throw a ton of reverb on these things. I'm using big cathedral settings, and you should probably use large halls, things like that too. But that's it for this tutorial. Please subscribe and leave a comment below on what you want to see next. I've been putting out a ton of content, and I'm looking to put out more. So any help from you guys definitely produces some better videos. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.